So I think the scene has been set very nicely. And so at that note, I'd now like to invite Dr. Anselm Hennis to speak to us on the topic, the third UN high-level meeting on NCDs, WHO PAHO's perspective. Anselm.
Morning, Your Excellencies. Distinguished delegates, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here in Jamaica once again. See brilliant sunshine, etc., etc. It's a pity that windows are closed, but I know it's out there somewhere. And my to speak to you this morning on the third high-level meeting on NCDs to give a perspective from PAHO in the future. Wonderful. And as you heard before, NCDs give rise to 40 million deaths per year. And as you know, again, globally, this accounts for 15 million deaths of the 40 million deaths per year from NCDs, mostly in lower middle income countries. NCDs, as the Minister said, account for 80% of deaths in our region, of which about 40% occur prematurely. This slide here speaks to the impact of the Caribbean on this entire matter of NCDs globally. Because in the top corner, your top left-hand corner, you see the Caribbean port is being declaration NCDs, which really galvanized and took this issue at a global level because of the impact that NCDs are having on the region of the Caribbean. We are now 11 years on, and it raises questions about how much we have done, where we are, and where we need to be in this space. So, as you can see here, there's multiple declaration, then the high-level meeting in 2011 at the United Nations, which led to the political declaration, and then between there's the Global Marketing Framework and Global Action Plan, and then our first review that took place in 2014. In 2015, again, more work in terms of finance and sustainable financing, the ADISPA Action Agenda in 2015, and then the whole look at saving our planet and saving mankind through the Development Sustainable Development Goals. And here we find ourselves in 2018, taking stock of what we have done. Just very briefly, because I'm speaking to the choir here, these are the interventions required to reduce premature mortality by 25% by the year 2025. I'm going to go through this, you all know this already. And as you all know, again, the whole issue of the best buys. And best buys are the highly cost-effective interventions that, if implemented, can actually reduce premature mortality from non-communicable diseases. And they're based around tobacco, as you can see, and I'm going to go through this again, have the experts all here, alcohol, it's based in advocacy activity, as well as interventions for cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Doing so well. Wonderful. Now, this speaks to why we're here, and I'm going to read this. This is the report of the Secretary General of the United Nations, and he says, pursuant to General Assembly Resolution 68/300, the present report sets out the progress achieved since 2014 in the implementation of the outcome document of the high-level meeting of General Assembly on the comprehensive view and assessment of the progress achieved in prevention and control of non-communicable diseases and of the political declaration of the high-level meeting of the Assembly on the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases. I think you can answer that simply, but the point is there. And really next sentence speaks to why we're here now. In preparation for a comprehensive review and assessment in 2018 of the progress achieved in the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases. So it's time to take in stock. And what are the metrics by which we will be assessed? There are two metrics. By 2015, consider setting national targets for 2025 and process indicators based on national situations, taking into account the 9 voluntary global targets for NCDs, which you've shown earlier. Also, consider developing or strengthening national multi-sectoral policies and plans to achieve the national targets by 2025, taking into account the Global Action Plan. So those are the targets for 2015 and for 2016 as appropriate. Reduce risk factors for NCDs and underlying social determinants through the implementation of interventions and policy options to create health voting environments, building on the guidance set out in Appendix 3 to the Global Action Plan. And finally, as appropriate, strengthen and orient systems to address the prevention and control of NCDs and underlying social determinants through people-centered primary health care, universal health coverage throughout the life cycle, building on the guidance set out in the Appendix 3 of the Global Action Plan. And this is what we should be working on since 2014, 2018 assessments, where we have reached or not reached. These are the progress indicators, which looks at surveillance and monitoring for the first 3. Progress in risk factors, namely tobacco, alcohol, support for healthy diet and breastfeeding, measures to increase physical activity. As I came to the podium, I saw over on the far side there, guidance to physical activity, which told me right away I'm not doing enough to lose weight. So I'll work on that. Then there's also indicators for NCD plans and management. This slide speaks to what's happening in terms of the global landscape. And it assesses the performance using a semaphore type model, where red means that no indicators were achieved at all. Bronze suggests that there's a achievement of 1 to 5 indicators, 6 to 10 is in yellow, and 11 plus indicators of the 19 indicators signified by green. And we looked at the global landscape by the different WHO regions. At the top is the Afro region, AMRO is the PAHO region, EMRO is Eastern Mediterranean, EUR is the European region, CRO is the Southeast Asian region, and WIPRO is Western Pacific region, which includes India. And it shows basically the greatest degree of progress has been made in the European region. We have not done very well in the region of the Americas, regrettably. Relatively speaking, I think we rank at number 4 overall. So we actually have a lot of work to do in the region. And I think to give it a contextual framework, there are 35 countries and territories in this region. The 35, 14 are in the region. So if we don't do our part, the region does not progress. So there are many things that rely on what we do as a region. This looks at progress in indicators in the region of the Americas. And as you can see at the far left of the graphic, in terms of setting targets, mortality assessments, as well as surveys, there's a fair bit of green. When it comes then to the area which has the green bar at the top, that speaks to tobacco policies, policies for alcohol and a healthy diet. You see a different story, a lot of red. And then you get to the point over in terms of the areas in terms of assess access to drugs and NCD management guidelines, etc. Again, more red. So we're not doing a lot in terms of the risk factors in our region. But we look down to the Caribbean, there's even more red in those areas of risk factors. Now, how have we done in terms of progress since 2014? And this slide says a lot in terms of what can be achieved. There are certain countries that have been leading the pack in the Caribbean region. I will call their names. There's Jamaica, there's Suriname, there's also Guyana, Barbados is in there, and these have made progress in terms of tobacco control. In terms of healthy diet policies, it's Jamaica, Barbados, and Dominican are also good because of their taxes and sugar-sweetened beverages. And in fact, what is not counted here is a tremendous impact that took place in Guyana because of their very, very stringent comprehensive legislation which was implemented last August. It was implemented after these criteria were finalized and assessed. But by virtue of that very strong strategic intervention, it's now put Guyana at the top of the pile in this region in terms of tobacco modifying legislation. If Guyana can do it, if CARICOM has a policy to have the region being smoke-free by 2022, We all can do it. It takes will. This slide speaks then to the preparatory process. I'm going to take you through it because I think it's part of what I must do today. But it can't. Here's actually, it doesn't show. But anyway, at the very far box in the blue on the bottom is the Montevideo Conference, which did set the pace for the progress towards 2018 high-level meeting. Co-facilitators were appointed in January, which are Italy and Uruguay. And I'll make a note that the Caribbean often before occupied a place to co-facilitate. Uruguay has done a lot to push the agenda forward. And I think, I'm not going to make any conclusions, but I think you are rewarded for what you can achieve and what you can demonstrate. The progress report and NCDs from the Secretary General type, who just now, modalities resolution has been passed, and now we're on track now for the discussion of the zero outcome document. That's above the bar. Below the bar, there are many other activities. There was the WTO dialogue on partnerships and financing and NCDs, which Ben spoke about, which is in Denmark about a week ago. Then there's also going to be the World Health Assembly report in May, and then the Bloomberg business case and NCDs for 6 days later in May. But it all sort of comes together very nicely in preparation for September. There are many opportunities for us all to be involved in the process on an outcome document. I'm just showing this slide to show you that the multi-stakeholder panels, which will participate in the high-level meeting, are 2 panels, and there's a role for the Caribbean in this. Also, there's also an independent high-level commission. I see 2 commissioners at the table right ahead of me who are again participating, again, a role in terms of how we can contribute as a region. That's the process for the high-level commission and NCDs, which feed into the overall situation. These are the activities at the WTO level. And as I come to the close of this presentation, the report of the Secretary General underscored that actions to achieve the commitments of 2011-2014 have been inadequate. Current level of progress is insufficient to meet target 3.4 Sustainable Development Goals. Promises to implement measures to reduce the risk of dying prematurely for NCDs to prevention and control have not been fulfilled. This sub-region has a particular role to play. We continue to experience the highest probability of premature death in the entire Americas. We're particularly vulnerable to the social and commercial determinants of NCDs, as well as its factors that drive the epidemic. And we need to implement interventions immediately to respond to the NCD epidemic. Additionally, we need to retake our leadership role on the NCD agenda. As such, we must participate at the highest level in representation at high level. Thank you.